sadness everywhere. That's the normal condition of a brain. They have done studies of it and military strategies and tactics to slow down. If you are in a panic, you don't think straight. They're not just saying that. They have done studies on this. And I know this myself. I have done it myself in my history. But I have been reconditioning myself to slow down. And I ask people, just take your time, make your decisions, and all I'm expressing is my opinion about the vaccine. Now, the vaccine, like I said, is a good positive thing for the human ways of coming up with an answer. I ask, how do you feel about the vaccine? I'd like to know why Ohio in the nation. Write to us at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com, Ohio, and explain to us why 60% of the community in Ohio is rejecting the vaccine. What they not telling you on the media, what I feel like that is not promoted because they feel like this is an answer to the fear, is that a lot of people is not taking the vaccine. Even before the pandemic, it's people that they call, what they call them, a name, Queen?
Anti-vaxxers. I think that's what they call them.
They got their reasons. But I'm just elaborating, asking the audience to write to us about your answers on these questions.
Especially Ohio. We want to know what's going on up there. Not just the snow.
Yes. I asked another question. How many vaccines is there going to be towards this ending of this pandemic? There's a lot of them out now, but it's two mainly being used now.
Well, they got a new one, mutation of the COVID going on. They saying that the vaccines can, help protect against those, but they're not 100% sure yet. So maybe they might develop another vaccination.
Maybe that's the answer to why they got a lot of them out. We don't know. Write to us. So I also asked, finna make a statement towards this whole thing. People know these strategies of learning to recondition yourself. So I asked everybody to slow down, like we said in our last previous show of New Year's. Just slow down and think. Because doing historical or people is not thinking before they speak or move. That said, I feel like, in my opinion, there's no leadership towards all this whole situation.
Speaking of leadership, President-elect Joe Biden will be sworn into office on January 20th, 2021. Instead of a traditional parade and inaugural balls, the inaugural committee will host a virtual parade. Have you ever been to a virtual parade, King?
No, but I like it. That's the human way of coming up with better technology. I like that.
Yes, and this virtual parade is expected to be similar to the virtual programming during the Democratic National Convention.
Oh, but I would say this. With him being the first president to do a virtual reality parade, we was the first nonprofit organization. Transitional Changes Mission was the first virtual reality nonprofit.
Right, the very first. The event will feature Americans across the country along with musical acts and poets to pay tribute to frontline workers during the pandemic. There will be no inaugural luncheon at the Sperry Hall in the Capitol. It's a long-standing tradition that dates back to 1897. The inauguration committee will host a memorial to those who lost their lives to COVID-19. The memorial ceremony in Washington, D.C. on January 19th will feature a lighting around the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. The committee will also join the National Day of Service on January 18th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which we'll be talking about our next topic, the inaugural celebration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as our vice president.
Yes, remember, it's January. Change happened in January. We say that Joe Biden is going to be
inauguration
of becoming the next president. But I was just reminding you, like I'm finna remind you on this vaccine episode, and we appreciate you listening. To end that, I would say, and stand on this, if you follow these steps, and this is why I say all that to influence you to the end of sequence. The cure to COVID-19, Spanish flu, or whatever you want to call it, is positive energy.
Positive energy.
It said from the history, Spanish flu just disappeared.
Kindness.
It lasted for 2 years. We are going into 2021.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
Spanish flu, from history, looks or research shows that it lasted for 2 years. We are almost there. We are almost into 2 years. Well, I can't speed up time. I think we're in 1 year now. 1 year in a month. Anybody can correct me, please write us. But yes, that's my ending sequence to the vaccine episode, that the answer to this is energy.
Positive energy.
Yes, my people. So spread that positive energy, knowing that Transitional Changes, the most realistic podcast show out here.
That's right.
We'll be talking about the new president, Joe Biden, on our next episode that you need to lock in on your calendar, on your phone, or just hit the follow button at speaker.com, anchor.com, podbean.com. Type in that Transitional Changes Mission. We'll come up and hit the follow button or the like button or subscribe button on YouTube, all the social media.
Thank you so much for listening to our show tonight. I really hope that everyone takes time out in this new year and practice kindness intentionally.
Because always remember, you are so powerful. You can move stuff 2 places at one time. You can dream of anything and bring it into reality. But what I say, if it is unbelievable, you can say that to Albert Einstein. You can say that to Benjamin Franklin. You can say that to all the inventors of the world. Because some of them came up with some crazy ideas. The phone.
It is believable.
Somebody was at home saying, I need to talk to somebody.
And it's believable. So once again, we thank you all for tuning in to our show tonight. This is your host, Queen Summers.
And your host, King Summers.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Be safe and thank you.
Okay, what's in the diary today? 5 team calls and a video presentation. Not with this cough. When a cough gets in the way of your day, Benylin non-drowsy chesty coughs helps clear your chest and provide deep penetrating relief. And its non-drowsy formula gets to work fast. Okay, can everyone mute their mics? Benylin non-drowsy chesty coughs. Always read the label. See benylin.ie.
What is Ireland's best-selling car for the last 2 years? The Toyota Corolla self-charging hybrid electric. Choose the iconic Corolla hatchback, the spacious family saloon, or the stunning Corolla Touring Sports. With contributions of up to €1,000, lower tax than diesel, and a 2% VAT reduction, there's never been a better time to drive a Toyota Corolla hybrid. Contact your dealer and start your electric journey today. Toyota. Built for a better world. Terms and conditions apply.
You know the Skoda Kodiaq? Now meet the Kamiq. It can fit a starting team of NBA players, a 4-ball and a caddy, a quartet and their conductor, or the front 5 in a scrum. How much space do you need? The Kamiq has all the benefits of the Kodiaq, the tech, the style, and the SUV feel. Because at Skoda, we put big thinking into each of our cars. So you see, the Kamiq is not small. It's just smaller. The new Skoda Kamiq. Visit skoda.ie.
With CAO on your mind, you're curious to find out what you can become. UCD is Ireland's #1 university for graduate employability. Our students are curious about the world around them, constantly challenging themselves to think bigger, go further, learn more. Because when we open our minds and let loose our imaginations, the scope of what we can achieve is limitless. Find your degree at ucd.ie/CAO. UCD. Think bigger.